Hari Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki Sarvagnash Lakshmi Nrsimhade Bhagwan ki Bhakti Shiromani Bhakta Prahlad Maharaj ki Padata Pavan Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Gaur Premanandi. Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. As Prabhuji was saying, if all of you can just turn on your videos, we'll just see your face once. At least we'll know who has joined the meeting. Just one time you can turn it on and we can all see each other and then we can proceed. So yesterday we just got an introduction to what Bhagavad Gita is, what the facts of Bhagavad Gita. What is Bhagavad Gita? Bhagavad Gita is nothing but Bhagavan, that is God himself, singing a song. Gita means it's a song. It's a song of the Lord. Today, we are going to start with the first chapter, which is actually a backdrop, or it is going to set the scene for how Bhagavad Gita is going to get started. Here, our beloved Krishna is going to use his skill to change the mood of the environment there. Without even speaking a word, he's able to give that profound knowledge by thought-provoking thoughts in Arjuna. So whether Arjuna is going to fight or not, all of us have that question, and how Krishna is going to mitigate that, and how he's going to answer all the questions and change the mind and change the environment and mood and start off giving the most profound knowledge to the mankind. Over to you, Suranatha Prabhu. It is a much awaited class. We are all eagerly waiting. I hope all the devotees are waiting to hear that and get that transcendental knowledge, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Once again, welcome to all the devotees. So today we are starting with the first chapter. So observing the armies on the battlefield of Kuruksetra. So here in this whole chapter, Krishna is not going to speak. As Mataji was saying, so he's making, actually one thing you should understand here, Arjuna was not in this situation. He was a dear friend of Krishna, the Supreme Lord. He's the friend of Supreme Lord. Just you cannot expect any ignorance in Arjuna. But Krishna is making Arjuna in such kind of a situation so that he can give the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita as who are very conditioned in this meeting. Not to Arjuna, it is for us. So through Arjuna, we are getting this message. Okay? And from yesterday, I'm saying to receive this message, there is a modem, there is a process. That is humble prayers. Without having this kind of humble prayers and what I can say, very eagerness, very attentive to hear this, we may not be able to understand this. It's very, Krishna says, Rajavidyam, Rajaguhyam, Pavitramidam. Rajaguhyam, it's a secret of secret. So you can just distribute all the books and you can read 100 times, but you may not be able to understand this without having a mood to understand. The eagerness and the prayer, the humbleness, tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashne. And yesterday, nobody asked any questions. I was waiting for some questions. You get only questions when you're very attentively. And when you're thinking that I should implement this in my life, then you get the questions. Otherwise, why will you get the questions? And see, in a classroom, there are 100 students who are attending all the classes. There are many backbenchers and many front benchers. And questions, only the front benchers has, not the backbenchers. Because they are in their own world. They don't, attentively, they're not hearing or they're not much interested in it. So we shouldn't be backbenchers. We should be the front benchers. Okay. So then let us chant Mangalachara in a humble mood from the bottom of our heart. This makes us to understand. We should get the mercy of Guru and Krishna. This makes us to understand this divine knowledge. Okay. This is not an ordinary message which we usually read in our academic books. Okay. Please fold your hands. You can chant. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Mena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataka Swaminiti Namini Nama Acharya Padaya Nitakrabhavadaya Nagora Gadadamadaya Nagraga Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangam Langayate Grimet Kripatamaham Vande Shigurum Dinatarinam Paramanandam Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Mishra. Let us show our gratitude, our thanks, and humble obeisances to our beloved, His Divine Grace, Avicharana Aravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, who is the founder Acharya of International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Just because of his hard struggle or the way, at the age of 70 years, he gave this knowledge to us. So today, it has become so simple for us to reading this Bhagavad Gita. It's all in Sanskrit words. We may not be able to understand. So Acharyas are so merciful. They make us understand this very easier. They just remove the peel of the banana and they give it. You can just swallow it or eat it. It's so simple. So we can find in all the languages. So Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Actually, this gratitude we should have till the end of the day. So anything, even we get something, I'll just say in the process of the other sessions, how gratitude we should show to the Lord, to the spiritual master, and to all the living entities. We are dependent on each and every living entity. Because of lack of knowledge and ignorance, we don't bother. We think we are the boss. Definitely we are not the boss. We're always dependent on others. We'll come to know all this kind of knowledge. Okay. And today the first chapter. Most important. Here the questions what Arjuna is raising. The last slide you can see. He gives 5 reasons not to fight. And you'll see it's a very, very valid reasons which Arjuna is giving. And in tomorrow's session, you'll be seeing the answers for that, what Krishna is answering, how he's answering. So this is the difference you could make out, the material knowledge and the spiritual knowledge. And the questions which Arjuna is raising, it is really a valid one. You can recognize, yes, this is must, you shouldn't fight. How could I kill my spiritual master, my great-grandfather who has taken care of me from the childhood? How could I kill him? All this was the questions of Arjuna. And my spiritual master, I shouldn't even sit next to him. I should be very respectful to him. How could I kill him? Such a kindness. Then you can see the Krishna's answers in tomorrow's session. Then it becomes, yes, what Krishna is saying is correct. But today's knowledge thinks, oh, what Arjuna is asking the questions, it is correct. Just that is the development in our consciousness. When we come to the spiritual platform, we'll be able to see a broader vision. Yes, right. So in these 4 sessions, in today's session, we'll be seeing scenario in which Gita was spoken and the all-auspicious Supreme Lord, the Supreme Lord protects his devotees and miseries of our life. What is our miseries of our life? Most important topic, vast topic. So before that, every session I'll start with a small story where it gives a message to us. It is a, what I can say, a learning lesson to our life. It's a message, a small story makes us much more thing to understand and learn in our life. Just understanding this Bhagavad Gita is so important. Even the small kid, a grown-up man or an old man, everyone can attend this Bhagavad Gita class and try to understand. Nothing you're going to lose. Once, Socrates, we all know Socrates, I think. So it's this thing, a novel, I was just reading this. So in the end of his day, he was sentenced to death. He was imprisoned. So he was sentenced to death. For the next day, morning, he'll be hanged. This night, what is he doing? Another co-prisoner, he's just blowing his flute. He's singing to this flute. And he asks him, please, can you teach me this flute? He starts laughing. Socrates, are you gone mad? Tomorrow you're going to die. What's the use in learning this flute? He says, at least I'll give up my life in happiness that I have learned this flute. I'll give up my life in a happiness that I'll be happy that I have learned this flute. Tomorrow is going to die, and today is not wasting his time. He's trying to learn the flute. And this message of Bhagavad Gita, it's a life-changing message. Everyone are going to die one day. Sure. But have you learned the purpose of your life? Why have we taken birth in this material world? Why I am born in this house? Why I have this kind of parents? Why this wife? Why this children? And what happens after death? All our questions will be answered to this Bhagavad. So to hearing this message, you should be very eager, very attentive. Even a single word can change our life. Okay, let us go. So every day we show this kind of an acronym. Through an acronym, we try to explain. So Dhritarashtra, D-O-U-B-T, doubt. So Dhritarashtra and Duryodhana, omniscience result, uncertainty, bewilderment, and turning point. This is the very first question. So many will be thinking, in 1 hour session, can we complete the whole chapter? Definitely not. Just this one verse I'll try to explain. You'll come to know so much of knowledge is in this one verse. It's something like a treasure. Prabhupada says, even a single word of Bhagavad Gita is a treasure. You keep on digging it, you'll be getting more and more realizations through that one word. Now, whole chapter in 1 hour, we just take the essence. Just take the essence and try to implement and learn the life lessons, how to implement in our. So let me just start the first verse. Dhritarashtra uvacha dharma kshetre kurukshetre samaveta yuyotsavaha mamakah pandavaschaiva kimakurvata sanjaya. So before understanding this verse, we have to know the background. What is it? Yesterday, I explained the introduction so that you saw all the names were all there in this Mahabharata. So Bhagavad Gita is a part of Mahabharata. Now, here, Dhritarashtra is asking a question. Dhritarashtra Vacha. What is he asking? Whom he is asking? Sanjaya. Actually, Dhritarashtra is a blind person. From the birth, he is blind. Not only blind physically, even spiritually also he was a blind person. So he's asking question to Sanjaya. Why this kind of a scenario is coming here? Because previous to this shloka, actually, Dhritarashtra had a desire to know what is happening in Kuruksetra. Because as a blind person, he cannot go. So he requested Vyasadeva, his father. He requested Vyasadeva, please let me know what is happening in Kuruksetra battle. So his disciple was Sanjaya. He was a minister of Dhritarashtra. So he gave a divine vision to him. So that sitting in the palace, he can see what is happening in the Kuruksetra battle. It was a divine vision. As you see in modern days, you see this cricket match or football, something which is happening in America, Australia, somewhere, you see sitting here. And the vision, how it is, there'll be 4 or 5 cameras surrounded. So you can see the batsman, you can see the bowler, and you can see. That was not the vision of Sanjaya. Just imagine there are lakhs and lakhs of cameras. What will be the vision? That was the divine vision of Sanjaya. Dhritarashtra in middle will be asking many questions. What my son Duryodhana is doing? He will answer. He is in this place, he is doing this. What Bhima is doing? What Arjuna is doing? What Krishna is doing? Where is Dhritarashtra? Where are my other sons? To all the questions of Dhritarashtra, Sanjaya is answering. That means he can see each and everything in the whole battlefield. That was the vision of Sanjaya. Divine vision, you can't just imagine in our material, through our material intelligence, we can't even imagine it. It's beyond our imagination. Something divine, the knowledge, let it be anything, any paraphernalia of the Lord is all divine, even Bhagavad Gita. It just to see it as something like an ordinary book. It's not an ordinary book. It changes our life. We get liberated from this material world. Such is the value of Bhagavad Gita. So divine is always superior to our intelligence, material intelligence. So this divine vision was beyond our imagination. Okay, so he's asking the question. Now, see, Acharyas explain here what is the attitude or the mind of Dhritarashtra. So just reading this one verse, we may not be able to understand, but Acharyas explain this. And the first word, Dharmakshetre Kuruksetra. Actually, the battle was happening in Kuruksetra. But here Dhritarashtra is saying Dharmakshetra. The Kuruksetra is known as Dharmakshetra. Why? How can it become Dharmakshetra? Dharma is riches. Why? So there's a story behind this. Yesterday I was saying about Kuru Maharaj, isn't it? So Kuru was a very pious king. He was such a great king. So he was just cultivating his land, his kingdom. He had a golden plow. He requested Shivji to give his Nandi and Yamadharmaraj to give his buffalo. He just tied both of them and he was cultivating the land. And even the Devatas, 33 crore Devatas, were confused what this person is doing. Indra came down, he asked, what are you doing here? He said, I'm cultivating virtues, 8 qualities of virtues in my land. Oh, they started laughing. How can you do this? They went away. And then the Supreme Lord Vishnu, he came. My dears, is a pure devotee of the Lord. So what are you doing here? He said, I'm cultivating. Okay, good. But where do you get the seeds for this? He said, it's in my body. All the qualities of the virtuous qualities is in my body. I'll use my body as seeds. Oh, can I help you? Yes, definitely, my dear Lord. Please help me. Just use his Sudarshan Chakra. He took one part of his body, your finger, just cut into the pieces of seed. Through his Sudarshan Chakra, he gave the left hand, then the right hand, and the left leg, right leg, one after the other, all the body parts is giving. Finally, only head was remaining. He said, my dear Lord, please take the head also. You make into seeds and you just cultivate the land. So Lord was very pleased by such kind of attitude of Kuru Maharaj. He once again, he came to his normal condition. Then he asked, please, you ask what the boon you need. I'm very happy with your attitude, that you have such a kind of, what I can say, heart, soft heart that you want to give to your people as a virtuous kingdom to your subjects. Then he asked, so what boon you need? He said, my place should be named in my name as Kuru, and it became Kuruksetra. Okay, then you ask another boon what you need. So my Kuruksetra should become a place of Dharmakshetra. Whoever leaves their body in this place, they have to be liberated. So Lord was so happy. So even the demigods, even the Devatas, they used to come to Kurukshetra for doing yajna and yagas. Such was the land of Kuruksetra. And it was Bhishma Dev who selected Kurukshetra for the battle. Because whoever gives up their body in this Kurukshetra, they will be liberated. So now, Dhritarashtra is asking, Dharmakshetre, Kurukshetra. See, there's a difference, gulf of difference between this Dhritarashtra and Bhishma Dev. Bhishma Dev was a pious person, virtuous person. But this person was a demonic person, like he was very partial. He was very selfish that his sons should become the king. He was having a mood of demonic, just snatching from the Pandavas. His question is different. Acharyas explain this. Dharmakshetre Kurukshetre Samaveta Yutsava. Mamaka Pandavaschaya is just separating the Pandavas and his sons. Actually, both belong to the same dynasty, Kuru dynasty, but he's separating them. Just shows his attitude, how partial he is to his sons and Pandavas, his brothers' sons. And the question, Kima Kuruvata Sanjaya, what did they do? It's a simple answer. For example, somebody is inviting you to the house for the lunch and they keep a plate in front of you and serve the food. What will you do? If somebody asks this question, is it not foolish? After serving, what do? You start eating. When somebody is gathered in the battlefield, what will they do? They start fighting, isn't it? It's a very simple answer. But why did he is asking this question? Acharyas explain. He wanted the war because it is Dharmakshetra. It's the land of holiness. So what happens? There'll be influence on Duryodhana also. He might give up. He might give up the battle. Or else the influence might be on Dhritarashtra because they are pious people. So they'll have more influence on this Dharmakshetra. In this, he had so many questions running in this mind. So he's asking this verse. This one verse gives so much of knowledge. So we should try to understand this with the help of Acharyas. That is no Shabda Pramana. Shabda Pramana is Guru Sadhu Shastra. The words of Guru. It should be in the parampara. Just one thing I'll make you to understand who is a Guru. Spiritual master is a person who is a humble servant of his spiritual master. Very simple. A person without a spiritual master cannot be a spiritual master. First thing, he should be a disciple. He should be a disciple and a humble servant of his Guruvina Gulama Nagadaraya Sigutaya Mukati. Very simple. In Kannada, it is said a proverb. Till then, you don't become a slave to your spiritual master. You cannot liberate from this material world. You cannot be a spiritual master without becoming a slave of your spiritual master. So that's more important. So words of spiritual master, because he's a realized person. And he should have a spiritual master, that is parampara. Guru, sadhu, shastra, both should speak on the reference of shastra, scriptures. So whenever you see anywhere we speak, there will be references. The verse of Bhagavad Gita or some Purana or anywhere, because it is not of our own words. Even Prabhupada is not speaking of his own words. He's just referring to the scriptures and saying us, he's giving this message. Okay. Dhritarashtra said, "O Sanjaya, after my sons and the sons of Pandu assembled in the place of pilgrimage at Kuruksetra, desiring to fight, what did they do?" Such a foolish question was this. Okay, now let us see in brief mindset of Duryodhana and Dhritarashtra. So Dhritarashtra was doubtful about the outcome of the battle, then fearful. Oh, this Pandavas, all the 5 Pandavas are pious. So there might be influence of the holy place on them. And Mamaka, Pandavas Chaiva, partial to his sons and Pandavas. Then Duryodhana's mindset, we should see, he was very diplomatic and inner fear. He had inner fear, but he was not showing it outside. He was very diplomatic. He just come to know this. And doubtful about the outcome of holy place, Dharmakshetra, Kuruksetra, is sacred place of pilgrimage. As I was saying, Kuruksetra was a place of sacred. Then holy influence, compromise. So they might compromise. Who? Duryodhana might compromise. So he wanted the battle to happen, and Pandava should die, and his son should become the king. It's very simple. Then Dharma, law of land. Because it is Dharmakshetra, definitely it will have the influence on Pandavas, because they were pious, they were virtuous. The virtuous influence, the holy influence will be on them. Very simple on analogy or the example you can take here. For example, a doctor. You take a doctor, the first class doctor, you take him to a court and ask him to fight a case or handle a case. What will he do? Never will be possible for him. And you ask a lawyer to come and do some operation, surgery in the hospital. Is it possible? No. The same way, because they were virtuous, Pandavas will be influenced. So a doctor can easily do a surgery. The same way the lawyer can do easily a battle case. The same way, Pandavas were virtuous. The place of Dharmakshetra should definitely influence on the virtuous people. So he had that kind of a fear. And partial to his own sons, only his sons as Guru and not Pandavas. Mentality of me and mine. This is most important thing. We shouldn't be like Dhritarashtra and Duryodhana. This is the message Bhagavad Gita gives us. What is the result of Duryodhana and Dhritarashtra will be our result also if we have a mindset of like Duryodhana and Dhritarashtra. Me and mine, always showing the passion. This is my family, this is me, this belongs to me, this is only me. Only I should be satisfied with it. So this kind of nature definitely will not make us virtuous or pious. And definitely Krishna will not be pleased with this kind of nature. So these are the things we'll be trying to learn. So what should be our real nature? What should be our real attitude? How should we live our life? How can we become pious? And how can we become dear to the Lord? Many things we learn. Life lesson 1. Material security and resources do not guarantee success and fearlessness. Even you be a millionaire, it's no use. You cannot be always guaranteed that you'll be success in all your endeavors. No, it depends on the Lord's mercy. How far we are surrendered to the Lord. Krishna says in the last, Sarva dharman pariteja mamekam sharanam bhaja. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma shucha. It just vanishes. All millions of lifetimes sinful results, what we have just vanishes once we surrender to the Lord. So he's saying, see, this is the so merciful Lord is. He just says, you just surrender to me, it's sufficient. Rest, I'll take care. Moksha ishyami mashucha, I liberate you from this material. And we are so foolish people. We try our own, but we don't surrender to them. And fearlessness, definitely fearlessness without surrendering to the Lord. Always, each and every step, padam padam yadvi padam na tesham, Srimad Bhagavatam says, every step there is an anxiety in our life. That is material world. So never you can be happy without surrendering to the Lord. And life lesson 2. When the individual becomes self-centered and primarily interested in selfish gain and personal aggrandizement, then fear, anxiety, and disappointment are inevitable. Fear, always see if something you achieved in a life, always fearful, will come and take from me. What will happen to next? So, for example, you are taking some share markets, something is happening. Oh, now the war is happening there in Russia and Ukraine. What will happen to my share market? So always the fear and anxiety is there. Why? Me and mine. When you think it's mine, it's always fearful and anxiety and disappointment. Definitely, every attempt will be a disappointment because always our expectation is very high. Out of 100, we need 100. But always it will be 10, 20, something this percentage. So always the disappointment is there. That is the quality of this material world. So without surrendering to the Lord or without having a higher knowledge, we cannot be peaceful, we cannot be happy. Now let us see the Duryodhana's attitude or the action or the mindset. Diplomacy and inner fear. This shloka, just reading this shloka, nothing will be able to understand. Acharyas explain each and every word is a valid word. Now, Duryodhana is going to his army. This is a group. There's Bhishmadev, Karna, and Sudana. Everyone are there. Dronacharya, everyone are there. He's just going there and he's saying these words to a spiritual master. Okay. He's saying to his spiritual master, Pashchetam Pandaputranam Acharyam Mahitam Chamam Vyudam Drupada Putrena. Why Drupada Putrena? Who was the chief of this Pandavas? It was Dushtadyumna, who has arranged this army in such a beautiful way. And he was just seeing the army arrangement, he was scared. I thought these people, the Pandavas, were banished. And now they have come and arranged such a beautiful army in front of us. So before fighting itself, they had a fear. Inner fear was there. So it is said he was a king. He was a commander there. But he himself went to the commander-in-chief there. That shows the seriousness, how serious it is. Then he's asking Drupada Putrena. He's just pointing out the mistakes of his spiritual master, Dronacharya. He's saying Drupada Putrena. So actually, there's a pastime behind this. There's a story. Drupada was the father of Dushtadyumna, and Dronacharya, they both were friends. So in the Gurukula, in the very young age itself, both were friends. Actually, Drupada, in their playful way, he just gave a word to Dronacharya that if I become a king, I'll give you half of the kingdom to you. He just gave a word. After that, they all grown up. This Drupada became a king, and Dronacharya, as a Brahmana, he was very poverty-stricken, and his wife Kripi and son Ashwatthama, they were very poverty-stricken. So Ashwatthama had not had milk to drink. So then his wife reminds Dronacharya, see, your friend Drupada is a king. Why can't you go and ask a cow in charity? Then Dronacharya thinks, yes, in the childhood itself, he has given a word that he'll give me the half of the kingdom. So why half of the kingdom? Let me go and ask a cow. He'll come to the assembly of Drupada. The time was not good, I think. So the way he approached also was not good. There was assembly was filled with many ministers and many of the assembly members of Drupada. Yeah, Dronacharya went and asked, see, my dear Drupada, in the young age, in a small age itself, you gave me a word in our childhood that you'll be giving me half of the kingdom. But I no need half of the kingdom. You can just give me one cow because I'm very poverty-stricken and my son is not getting any milk to drink. Then this kind of attitude was not good for Drupada. He said, what kind of an Brahmana you are? You are seeing me as your friend? Actually, friendship should be in an equal level. And I am a king and you are a Pautistic Brahmana. How can we have a friendship? And you're just insulted in front of everyone. He just sent out to Dronacharya. Dronacharya had that grudge on his hand. So then he came, and then finally he became the spiritual master to this Pandavas and Kauravas. He taught all the archery, all his kind of martial arts knowledge to them. And finally, as Guru Dakshina, he asked how to fight with Drupada and make him to get him to my feet. So first it was Duryodhana who went there. See, Drupada is not an ordinary person. He is a disciple of Bharadwaj. He was such a great warrior he was. He was able to make all the Chakravyu and all the things. So all this Duryodhana, all the 100 sons who all went of the Dhritarashtra, they were not able to fight against Drupada. And finally it was Arjuna who went there. He just broke all the Chakravyu, finally tied Drupada and dragged him to the lotus feet of his spiritual master. Then Dronacharya says, see, you gave a word and you missed. Now your whole kingdom is mine. It belongs to me, but I'll never miss my word. I'll give you half of the kingdom. He gave half the kingdom to Drupada, and half of the kingdom he made his son Ashwatthama as a king. But this grudge was in Drupada's heart. What did he do? He did a yajna, and in that yajna, he was requesting for a son who can kill Dronacharya. So then in that fire sacrifice, it was Drishtadumna who came out of the fire. And his birth itself is to kill Dronacharya. Then he thought, Hare, he's having a disciple like Arjuna. To go to Dronacharya, we need to cross his disciple. So I need a daughter also. It was Draupadi. So who can get married to Arjuna? So that if he becomes my son-in-law, then I'll be able to fight with Dronacharya. This is his calculation. Then finally Draupadi and Drishtadumna came from the Yajna Kund. And in those, that time actually, there was no better guru than Dronacharya to teach this martial art. Then Drupada and Drishtadumna both will go to Dronacharya requesting to accept Drishtadumna as his disciple. And here is the quality of a Brahmana. He knows very well Drishtadumna has just taken the bird to kill him, but he gave his complete knowledge to Drishtadumna. Even he thought how to kill Dronacharya, which arrow or which weapon should be used to kill him, how to kill him. All this was thought to Drishtadumna. This is the quality of a Brahmana. A Brahmana is always dependent on the Lord. He is not afraid of a death because he knows this is a material body. Just there are many bodies we have to pass on. So he is not, but is always dependent on the Lord. So this is the quality of a Brahmana. Brahmana is not from birth. Your father is a Brahmana, son cannot become a Brahmana. Ashwatthama was not known as a Brahmana, no? He is known as Brahma Bandhu because he did not have the qualities of a Brahmana. Brahmana is a person who is having the qualities. So here Dronacharya was the best of the Brahmanas. And now Duryodhana is asking this question. Drupada Putrena is just agitating him that you made a mistake, that you taught all the knowledge to Drishtadumna, and now you see today has arranged such a beautiful army in front of us. It is all because of your mistake. Now you don't commit another mistake now, showing some, what I can say, partial to Pandavas because they are also your disciples. In this way, these are the questions where this is known as diplomacy. We also have such kind of attitude. Whenever we are in some office or in the house, someone will make everyone on the top and others and down. Something, we do this kind of questioning. And nothing will be having the other things. So we say something outside, but something inside is there. So these are all the attitude of Duryodhana. Never ever we should be like Duryodhana or Dhritarashtra. Oh my teacher, behold the great army of the sons of Pandu, so expertly arranged by your intelligent disciple, the son of... okay. And here, diplomacy, Duryodhana, although mentioned as king, goes to the commander. He's going to the commander because he knows the agency or the seriousness of the arrangement of the Pandavas army. Asks for everyone's support for Bhishma. Another very important thing here. this verse speaks. One word comes particularly here, aparyaptam. He uses the word aparyaptam. Why is that? The meaning of the aparyaptam is immeasurable. Very simple. But see, it is in everyone are there, like Bhishmadev is there, then Dronacharya is there, Karna is there, and Bhishmadev is the commander-in-chief. So now he is saying to everyone, see, Bhishmadev is the commander-in-chief. So you all have to support him. So our strength in the guidance of Bhishmadev, it is aparyaptam. It is immeasurable. So the understanding of Bhishmadev, it should be like, oh, because I am the great grandfather of Duryodhana and I am a great warrior. So he's saying it is immeasurable. So we have a great power because Bhishmadev is the commander-in-chief. The other understanding is it is immeasurable because the Bhishma is the old person. Is an old person. How far he'll be able to fight? It is immeasurable. It's very finite. It's very small. So it is immeasurable. So you all should help him. The same word. Just see how the meaning changes. So that was the attitude of Duryodhana. Never ever we should be like Duryodhana, using this kind of words and making one person on top, other person down, so that some benefit I'll get throughout out of this. These are all the demonic natures which we have. So we have to come out of it. Always depend on the Lord. Whatever is happening, it is everything on the mercy of the Lord. You'll be so peaceful. Just definitely demonic natures doesn't make us. Okay, let's go. The time is just going on. Inner fear points out Drona's mistake. Steady names of warriors on both sides. He studies the names. So we have so many great Atirathas, Maharathas in the Pandavas. Then finally things, I'm just glorifying the Pandavas team. Our team will become what? Demotivated. So I should say the name of our team also. Then he says this side also. I have great. In that also he uses many things. Acharya explains so many things. Please read the PDF. Possible or here try to hear the this thing. Verses and the translation at least. But reading the purports of Srila Prabhupada is very important. So here he says the names of Bhishmadev and Dronacharya. Then he thinks whom to say first. Then he says Bhavan Bhishmascha. Then he says Dronacharya's name first because he's a Brahmana. Obviously, Brahmana's name should be used first. So he used Bhavan. And that is so many cunning thing is running in within the heart of Duryodhana. And envious of Bhima from the childhood itself, he started many plans to kill Bhima. But what happens? When we have the mercy of the Lord, no one can harm us. The Bhishma was given a poison, such a Kalakuta Visha was given to him, and he was thrown into a pond. What happened? He went to a Nagaloka and there they protected him. They gave another poison. So medicine to a poison is another poison. So gave another poison, so he became okay. Then they gave him Amruta. By drinking that Amruta, he got 10,000 elephant strength. How much? 10,000 elephant strength. Then he came back. This is Lord's mercy. When Krishna is with our side, nobody can harm. Because always the protector of the whole universe, Akhilanda Koti Brahmanda Nayak, is with us. Who can harm us? So Pandavas were never harmed. But it shows a story to us how, whatever the condition our devotees are there, they always are dependent on. It's a message to us. Okay, then support for Bhishma Sumari points. And you can see here omniscious results. Before the battle itself, the results are already shown here that Pandavas are going to win. Krishna's personal presence confirms victory. Wherever Krishna is there, there is victory. Because the Supreme Lord's presence itself is auspiciousness. It creates a victory there. There is no doubt in it. Then transcendental conch shells. The conch shells which they were blowing, it was transcendental divine. I said about it is beyond our imagination. Whichever is transcendental divine, it's beyond our imagination. So you can see here when Bhishmadev blows his conch, it is said as Simmanadam. It is something like a roaring of a lion, but not had any impact on the Pandavas because they had a great faith that Krishna is with us. Nothing can harm us. But the conch shell which was blown by the Pandavas, it just shattered the hearts of the Kauravas because they had not had that kind of faith that somebody is there to protect us. It's very important. Then presence of Hanuman. Just the presence of Hanuman on the flag of Arjuna itself shows that it's a victory. Wherever there is Hanuman, there is victory. So even in the Ramayana, you can see, because Hanuman was there, victory for Ramachandra. Just actually, the Supreme Lord can do everything, but he just utilizes his devotees for us. There's a pastime behind this also. So actually, when in the forest, when Bhima and Draupadi were there, Draupadi got one flower, 1,000-petaled lotus flower. She just took one and she requested Bhima, "Can I get one more?" So just she took, and actually Draupadi was loved by all the 5 Pandavas. So whatever she requests, nobody says no. He just took his mace and he started going, and he was 10,000 elephant strength. You can just imagine. He will never take a left and right turn. Whenever he's going, some tree comes, just pulls out the tree and just he passes. That was the force he was going. Even the wild animals were scattering in the forest when Bhima was. That was the force of his going towards the. It was Kailash, from the Kailash, that this thing is come from Himalayas. So he's just going towards that. In that forest, there was a monkey, old monkey lying down with a long tail. Saw that, this monkey is lying here. How could I cross this tail? Because it's such a low burn monkey. So he asked the monkey, "Remove your tail, how to go in this way?" Because he's not taking any left and right. No? Monkey said, "I am an old monkey. I don't have any strength to remove my tail. Please put it to a side and you can." Was so angry on this monkey, said, "I will show what is my power. I'll take out your this thing tail and rotate and he'll throw you for something." He just thought like that and he just put his left hand. He was not able to lift it. Then he kept his mace in the side and he tried with this both the hands. He was not able to lift. Then he understood. It's not a monkey. It's my brother Hanuman. Then he gave post-trade obeisances to that monkey. Then he requested for his real form. Then Hanuman came. Then this is a big story, like. Then finally Bhima requests for his help. Then Hanuman says, "Wherever there is Supreme Lord, I'll be there. You don't worry." So Krishna will be in Arjuna's chariot. So I'll be on the flag. How will I help you? Whenever in the battle, when you're roaring, actually during the battle, they start roaring and they fight. So when you're roaring, in your voice, my voice will be joined. And just by your roaring, many opponents will just by their heart attack, they will die. Actually, in Kuruksetra, before fighting itself, just by the roaring of Bhima, many left their body. Left their, because the Hanuman's voice was coming, just shatters their heart. So Hanuman is there, definitely there's a victory. Then Lakshmi Devi, goddess of fortune. Goddess of fortune is there, then how can there be a lose in the battle? Actually, Lakshmi Devi never leaves the Supreme Lord, you know. There's a pastime for this also. When Vamana Dev is just going to beg to Bali Maharaj, then Lakshmi Devi is sitting in the heart, and Vamana Dev says, "You please come out. You having within the heart, how will I be able to go and beg?" She says, "Never ever I can leave you. You can cover me." He takes a chadar and he covers Lakshmi Devi and goes there. When he's begging to Bali Maharaj, Lakshmi Devi thinks, "Arey, my Lord is the Supreme Lord. He is the possessor of everything. How come he's going and begging to someone? I should see what kind of a person was that Bali Maharaj, that the Supreme Lord is going and begging to him." She peeped outside to see. Then it was Shukracharya who saw, "Arey, this person is not an ordinary person. He's not a Brahmana. He is the Lord himself. Vishnu has come here." Then he says to Bali Maharaj, see, it's a big story. So just an incidents. So I want to say that Lakshmi Devi never ever gives up the association of the Lord. So when Krishna is there, Lakshmi Devi is there. Then when Lakshmi is there, goddess of fortune, victory is definite. There's no doubt. Then Agni Deva's chariot given to Arjuna. Arjuna had a chariot. It can victory in all the 10 directions. There's a story behind this also. In Kandavavana, when Arjuna satisfied the fire by giving the Kandavana as food to Agni Dev, he gave a boon that with this chariot. Chariot and the conch was given to Agni Dev. Agni Dev gave this. And he said this, in all the 10 directions, will be a victory. Whoever sits on this chariot, they cannot lose any battle. All the 10 directions. So you just see this, all the auspiciousness. So this is all the omniscience that. And many people now, we think this is all superstitious. Oh, this all is nothing like that. No. See, our ancestors were great and knowledgeable person because they had this divine knowledge. We think that is superstitious. Before, see, some cat is going, before we are going to some work or something, what they do? They sit for a while, drink a glass of water, then they go. It is omniscience. It is showing that something bad is going to happen. And some good things also will be happening. All this omniscience are true. And those days when, in my family, my experience, whenever we go to anywhere, we go to a temple, before going to a house, sit in the temple or visit first, they have the darshan of the Lord, and then we go to some houses or seeing bride or bridegroom, anything like this. Those days, this was the culture. Nowadays, let's just see how we are reducing. From there, they came from the outside the temple, they start worshipping and going, something thinking like that. And then nowadays, what is happening? At least before going to the work, they go to the temple and they go. Then what happened? From the outside itself, they just hold their hands. Now they'll be going on the bike, they'll give a plain kiss to the Lord. They see the temple, and they'll be going. This is the way we are degrading. We think, oh, this person is a virtuous, is praying to. That means I'm more degraded than that person. I don't even do that. So that is the condition of the present. We think this is all superstitious. What will happen? Without the mercy of the Lord, nothing can happen. We are not dependent on the Lord. Once we get dependent, or once we get surrendered to the Lord, we'll be able to experience the real life, the real happiness in this world. We are just always struggling and working like donkeys. Day and night, working. Still then we don't be happy. This is our present condition. Okay. Sagosho datarastranam hridayani vedharayat navascha prithivim chaiva tumulo bhayanunadayan. The blowing of these different conch shells became uproarious, vibrating both in the sky and on the earth. It shattered the hearts of the sons of Dhritarashtra. As I was saying, the conch shells blown by the Pandavas shattered the hearts of the Kauravas. The Kauravas blowing the shell not show any kind of a change in the Pandavas, because they had such a strong faith on Krishna that the Supreme Lord is with us. Who can harm us? Do we have such kind of a faith? No, because we are not surrendering to the Lord. See, shattering of hearts. Kauravas, hearts shattered. Pandavas, no shattering of hearts. Confidence in Krishna, because Krishna, the Supreme Lord, is with us. Why should we fear? Anything happens, He's there. I'll just say a small example to this. A small kid, for example, a 4 or 5 years kid, he's just crossing the road, you think. There's so many vehicles passing this in car, two-wheelers, and trucks, and many things are coming. He'll be so fearful, isn't it? He'll see this side, that side, this side, that side, and he'll try to cross the road. But when he's with his father, just holding the hands of his father, he's least bothered whether the car is coming, bike is coming, what is happening, because he knows very well that my father is there to take care. He'll be playful, he'll be jumping, he'll be playing. Is our life so happy? No, because we don't have the Supreme Lord with us. We are always fearsome. The fear, anxiety, this thing was inevitable in our life. Disappointment and things. Because we are not in Krishna consciousness. We are not accepting the Supreme Lord. See, Bhagavad Gita is a manual how to lead our life, but we are not using it in our life. Any machinery you take, any washing machine, any mixer you take, they give a manual. Please, you read this and use the machinery. So the life will be good of the machine, and how to use it, you'll know. The same way Lord has given this Bhagavad Gita, it's a manual to our life. How should we use this body? But what we are doing? Oh, this is at the age of 60. Already we are corrupted everything. See, without using the manual, use the mixie. You do some more. Already it has been lost its life. 50% or 70% of the life has gone. It's not working properly. Then we turn the manual. What's the use? So Kaumara Macharat Prahlad Maharaj says, from the young age, you have to start using this manual, Bhagavad Gita, in our life. Then our life becomes perfect. See, in those days, they were so happy. We think, oh, modernization, we are getting benefit, we are getting more comforts day by day, but we are struggling day by day. We are in sorrow day by day. In those days, they have not had any richness or anything, but they were happy. Our ancestors were very, very happy. We are not happy because we don't have Lord with us. We have everything, but we don't have Lord. As Kauravas had 11 Akshoinis, but not had Krishna. But Pandavas had 7 Akshoinis, but they had Krishna in their life. The victory is them who have Lord with their side. Yeah, the last verse where Sanjaya says, the Bhagavad Gita's last verse, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishno Yatra Partho Dhanurtaraha Tatra Shrir Vijayo Bhutir Dhruvani Matir Mama. Wherever there is Krishna, the master of all mystics, and wherever there is Arjuna, the supreme archer, there will also certainly be opulence, victory, extraordinary power, and morality. That is my opinion. Sanjay is saying, wherever there is the Supreme Lord and the pure devotees of the Lord, there is always victory, extraordinary power and morality. Everything will be there. Shri Vijayo Bhutir Dhruva. Do we are associated with the devotees? Whenever we are associated with some devotees, what will they say? Ji, please chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. See, that is the only way in this Kali Yuga where you can get, what I can say, liberated from this material world. Or this is the only path where you can take up Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama. Even Kevalam, only Hare Nama. There is no other way. He teaches us. And please read Bhagavad Gita. Or he says some message of the Lord. Are we associating with pious people, with the virtuous people? Once we associate with the devotees, automatically Krishna is there in their heart, he starts coming in with us. And we start activities according to the instructions of the pure devotee. So here Sanjay is saying, wherever there is Supreme Lord Krishna and the pure devotee like Arjuna, always there is victory, extraordinary power, and okay. Now, life lesson 3. Our faith on Lord Krishna determines our degree of fearlessness. It's very simple. Our fearlessness is dependent on how much we are surrendered to the Lord, how much faith we have on the Bhagavad Gita and the Lord. That's why I'm asking, please turn on your videos, It is not a time pass session, please. It is your life-changing session. Take it seriously. Don't waste this 1 hour. Anyhow, you are hearing and it's a waste. Let us be attentive. Let us try to implement something in our life and get benefited according to the instructions of Krishna. Let us take the message to our life. We become fearlessness. We'll be happy. Pandavas were fearless. So there's so many lessons to learn. Okay, let us go further. Uncertainty, hesitation to fight. Now the rasa changes in Arjuna. Now, because Lord wants to give this Bhagavad Gita, now he's changing. Oh, he says to Krishna, please make me to see both the armies, make the chariot in the middle of the battlefield. So Krishna exactly takes in front of his spiritual master and his grandfather. As soon as he sees it is Bhishma and Dronacharya, oh, I should fight against my grandfather and spiritual master. How can I do this? Then he starts seeing everyone. Oh, these are my friends. Oh, he's my brother. Is there this? In this way, he's starting relating everyone to his. And what happens? An samiksha sakaunteya sarvan bandhon navastitan Ripaya paraya vishto vishidanidam abravit. When the son of Kunti, Arjuna saw all these different breeds of friends and relatives, he became overwhelmed with compassion and smoke. That's what did he say then? After, see, this is the problem with us also. Bewilderment when it is swajanam. When it becomes mine. Swajanam is when I think it is mine. We have so much of power and strength with us. But once when you think it is mine, we cannot even do 10% of it. See, the situation of Arjuna, you'll just see in the next slide. See, Arjuna decides to take shelter of Lord Krishna when he was in a bewildered state of mind. Are we? In this kind of situation, Arjuna he took this surrender to Krishna. I'm a surrendered soul unto you. Please instruct me accordingly so that I can be free from this karpanya dosha. Are we surrendering to someone? Are we taking some guidance from any higher personalities, higher spiritual persons? In those days, every family had a purohita or a brahmana or a guru. Isn't it? Just think, just try to recap your previous, your father's life or something like that. But what kind of a life are we leading? We think we are the boss. We have become slaves of this material world, thinking that I'm the boss. So Arjuna takes shelter of Krishna. Are we taking? So life lesson 5. When one lacks an understanding of, what happened? I should get, yes. Understanding of his spiritual identity, his relationship with God, and the critical purpose behind this world. These three things. My identity, what is my real identity? Who am I? It will be answered tomorrow. So Krishna will answer this. Who am I? Then his relationship with the Lord. So what relationship does we have with the God? Why should God will help us? Why should I ask God? Why should I be always related to the Lord? Why should I have a relationship with him? What is the purpose of it? And why I have born here? The critical purpose of this world, no one knows this. You ask anyone, nobody can answer you. Why this creation is happening? Why this all things are happening? They say, oh, something is happening, it's going on, that's it. Because they themselves don't know what is the answer to this. But Krishna says in Bhagavad, let us wait and see. It is not in one day message. In this 18 days, you'll see everything, each and every questions will be answered. Okay, one inevitable becomes disturbed and frustrated by life's challenges. There's so many challenges. Padam padam yadvi padam na tesham. Every step there is an anxiety and a challenge. So everyone gets frustrated, disturbed by this. So this is the condition, turning point. Limbs quivering. Arjuna is saying to Krishna, limbs are quivering. Mouth drying up, mind reeling, unable to stand. Gandiva bow slipping. I'm not able to hold the Gandiva. It is slipping from my hand. Just a small example, I'll say, who is this? For example, you have a phone. You have a phone. And for example, one Mataji is in the house and his husband or father, someone has gone out. So there's a phone call. Somebody is calling and they're saying, your husband, just in front of your house, there is a great accident. And it was your husband or your father. You know, just hearing this, you're not even capable of holding the phone. The phone slips from our hand because this accident to my father or my husband or something like this. The same message, you think that the phone call comes from someone and they say, in front of us there's an accident, two persons have dashed on something, a great accident. Oh, is it? How did the accident happen? What happened? Isn't it? You ask these questions, but something is related to me and mine. We don't have the same strength. We cannot even hold the phone. The same condition is with Arjuna. At least our source of one message, somebody, father or husband is somebody happened. But here he is having so many such kind of things. He has to, and he himself has to kill his great grandfather who has taken care of him from the childhood. And his spiritual master who has taught him all this martial arts. He has to fight with the same personality. And there are so many relatives and friends in the Kauravas soldiers team. And he has to fight against all of them. You have to kill everyone. Just think, I myself going and killing my husband and father and my kids. How do we feel? That is the condition of Arjuna. He says, this Swajanam, once we think is related to me, we cannot do anything. See? Skin burning, body trembling, hair standing on end. This was the condition of Arjuna. The same condition is ours because we are not on the superior knowledge. We don't have the superior knowledge. We are in the materialistic platform. So we are also in the same condition. Now you can see the Arjuna's reasons not to fight. Valid, very, very valid one. Compassion. Shouldn't we show compassion to our spiritual masters, to our fathers, sons, or relatives, or friends? Definitely we should show compassion. What wrong is there in this? Nothing wrong. No? And loss of enjoyment. Yes, definitely after killing everyone. For example, in our family, we kill everyone. And what happiness will I have after that? Killing my great grandfather and my spiritual master, always I should be in that sorrow. What happiness will I get? Then fear of sinful reaction. Definitely killing someone is a sinful thing. Why will I not get the reaction to it? After killing my spiritual master and great grandfather, definitely I'll be getting sinful reactions. So I'm not going to fight. Then destruction of family traditions. Just see the attitude of the Arjuna is a king. He's a Kshatriya. He's thinking welfare of everyone. All the men have gathered here. What will happen? All the elders of the family are going to be killed here in this battlefield. Then what will happen to the female who are in the house? They get distracted. The family tradition is distracted. They'll be misused. Varna Sankara will happen. See, such a broad vision, such a vision he's having. This is the reasons where Arjuna is giving to Krishna. And tomorrow you'll be seeing this answers, what Krishna will answer to this. So now all the valid questions, tomorrow at once we go to the higher platform, higher consciousness, this all becomes invalid. This is the reality of life. We think Bhagavad Gita is an ordinary book. Once we get into the book, we understand this is not an ordinary book. This is our life. We have missed so many years. You start repenting for it. And many, when I take the Kannada sessions, they start tearing their eyes. Prabhuji, I have lost my life. Nobody is repenting because of our ignorance. We don't know what is life. We think something working and becoming better in our material life itself is a life. No, that is animal life. Bhagavad Gita teaches what is life. Okay, two types of tolerance. You should see this. This is most important thing. By the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, our life changes. Emotional tolerance, showing weakness due to various attachment, and spiritual tolerance, following Krishna's order to uphold dharma. See, it is difficult to understand these words. I'll just give an analogy to this and try to make you to understand. For example, a small son, the age of 1 year, is suffering with a great fever. His father takes to the hospital. See, my son is struggling with this fever, heavy fever. Doctor, please take care. Doctor checks, oh, the body is burning. So you please hurry up, go and get the blood checkup so that let me see what has happened. Whether it's a typhoid or pneumonia, what has happened, let me treat accordingly. Then the father goes to the nurse and he asks, how will you take the blood checkup? The nurse will explain that there's a needle. She shows the needle and just, I'll prick the body of the small child. And from the nerve, I'll prick the nerve and just suck the blood from there. Oh my God. With the fever, he's struggling. And beyond this, you're going to harm him more by pricking this needle. No. I'm not going to do this. He just takes away his son. Now the father comes with the same condition. He's having with knowledge, higher knowledge. The same thing happens. The nurse will explain the same thing. Say, I'm going to prick this needle and take the blood and I'm going to have the check. He says, yes, please do this. Because by checking up what is going to happen, what the real problem of my son, I'll be able to cure him better. So he just checks, then he'll come to know that some typhoid or something is there. He'll give the medicine accordingly and the child gets cured. What happened to the first father? He might take away because he doesn't want his son to harm, to get more trouble. Because he's suffering from typhoid or something. He's just losing his child. He dies. You're able to understand this? Yes, there was some pain, but that pain is a benefit to me. It makes me to understand what is my real cause of my problem. Chanting is a problem. Getting up in the morning is a problem. Turning on the video is a problem. Definitely all these are problems. We are not addicted to this. We are always in a lazy, lethargic mode. It's a challenge to us. But when we take up this, definitely we'll be able to recognize what is our cause of problem. The root cause. We'll be able to come out of it. So that is Bhagavad Gita. That is the message of Krishna. Please do take it seriously. Okay. Last, a chill pill. Just a pill to chill our life. Okay. Do we have problems in life? First answer, no, I don't have any problems. Then why to worry? Be happy. Don't be worried. Okay, then, yes, I have a problem in my life. Then do you have a solution for it? Answer is, yes, I have a solution for it. Yes, try to implement that in our life. Why to be always in sorrow and worry about it? Okay, you say, no, there is no any solution for it. Yes, for some problems, there is no solution. Then why to be worried? Be happy. And you know that there's no solution to it. This is our life. This is our condition. Be happy in that condition. Why to be sorrow and start crying? No need to cry for any reason. No need to worry for any kind of conditions. Be happy. That is the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. Whatever is your condition of your life, you will experience the happiness. I'll assure you that you will definitely experience the happiness. In this 18 days, you'll see a change in your life. You're never ever expected in your life that will happen to you in your life. Just the Bhagavad Gita message of the knowledge will give you. But for that, you have to execute in your life. The very first day I have asked, to chant. See, I have joined at 5:45. I'm not getting anything out of it. It is only because of you. I wanted you to give something to you so that you learn out of it and you implement in your life and you become a perfect personality. And now I'm saying, whoever have chanted with us, definitely the message which I have given has a greater impact on you. And others who are not done any chanting or anything, there's no purification. It's something like a stone. Just a rain coming on the stone, it's of no use. When it comes on the land, there is something is happening. Some plants grow there, but not on the rock. If our heart is a rock, nothing happens. Not this one Bhagavad Gita, hundreds and millions of Bhagavad Gita cannot change us. Just by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, our heart becomes softened. This impact of Bhagavad Gita message will be in our heart and we'll be able to transform to a great personalities. There's no doubt in it. I will assure you, 100%. Definitely there will be some experience in your life where you will experience a blissful life after this Bhagavad Gita sessions. Okay? Be patient and depend on Krishna. That's the last point. Okay? Now today you can see the overview. Doubt. Dhritarashtra's and Duryodhana's mindset we saw. Then the omniscience, the result has already been shown. Then uncertainty and bewilderment. Swajanam, the most important. Swajanam. Once we become selfish, me and mine, that is the turning point of us. We are not able to recognize the potency of mine. I am the part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. I am not an ordinary personality. Just recognizing this itself is sufficient for me to do millions of times more than what I'm doing now. But we think that my strength itself is great. My intelligence is great. This is sufficient. No. Just Bhagavad Gita, just one knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, one message of Bhagavad Gita makes us such a, what I can say, potent person. All of, not only in spirituality, even material work, whatever the material activities, everything becomes perfect because we'll be having on a higher platform, higher knowledge, consciousness. Okay, so what is tomorrow? Tomorrow, it's the most important. It is like Gita Sar, we see, the essence of all Gita, the contents of Gita, complete 18 sessions, 18 chapters of Bhagavad Gita will be explained here. Krishna says briefing everything in this second chapter. So how do we manage stressful situation? Definitely everyone in a stressful condition. Let us see what Krishna is going to answer tomorrow. Then who am I? We'll be able to know who am I. Then two types of dharma. Once we recognize this, we'll be having two duties. So what are the two duties? What should we take? How should we do? All those things. And permanent happiness, definitely. After this knowledge, we'll be having a permanent happiness. And tomorrow, many, 1, 2, 3 stories I will say, which is very important. So much of a great message you get out of. Okay. Now, this just after this session or before now, I think now itself you might have been got the link in your group. Request, humble request to everyone to please attend this. So to get the certificate, it's a compulsory one. Even if you don't need a certificate, please attend this quiz because this recaps you, it makes you to think how far you are attentive in the class, how much you have understood this session, how much you can remember, what is the answer to this question. It's very simple. Just choosing multiple questions, just choosing the answers. So it will be very simple, but please do attend. Okay. Now let us chant once Hare Krishna Mahamantra once. This is 108 times. It's a compulsory for everyone. If you don't chant, definitely this Bhagavad Gita will be of no use because our heart is rock. Never ever Bhagavad Gita enters our heart. It does make it soften. So in this sadhana report, there will be a, yesterday there was a feedback session. Same way there will be sadhana report. Link will be sent to you just after chanting. Just report to me so that I'll be also motivated more. I'll be happy that, oh, by my session, so many have changed their life. They are chanting, they're becoming devotees of the Lord. Okay, please. So now let us chant once Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Iti Shodashkanam Nam Kalikalmashanashanam Nataro Paratoropaya Sarva Vedeshu Drishyati. This Lord Brahma is saying to Narada Muni, when Narada Muni goes and asks, what about this Kali Yuga products? Kali Yuga are Mandasumandodeva. They are very Prayana, Alpaisha, they are all less life. Those days they used to live for 100 years, 1,000 years, something that's 1 lakh years, isn't it? I'll say when the day comes. So now we are not even able to live for 50 years, 60 years also. They are all alpaish. And Manda Sumanda Buddhi. Manda. See, in those days, they don't need any writings. They can remember everything. Nowadays, we just write also, we cannot remember. This is our condition. So how to help them? How can they benefit this Kali Yuga? Then Brahma says, Harir Nama, Harir Nama, Harir Nama, it's only Harinama they should. Then he says, Hare, Kali Yuga products are Manda Sumanda. How will they read all the scriptures and which is the better Harinama they will find? Then Brahma gives this mantra, Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Then he says, Ishwarishka Nam Nam. This 16 syllabus, Hare Krishna Mahamantra is Kali Kalmasha Nashanam. Kali Yuga. This Kali Yuga, Kalmasha, the contamination of this Kali Yuga is vanished. Nashanam. Nataro Parataro Paya. There is no other way. There is no other alternative than this chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Sarva Vedeshu Drishyate. Even you search all the scriptures, all the Vedas, you cannot find a better mantra than this Hare Krishna Mahamantra for this Kali Yuga. Many will ask many other questions now. What about this mantra? What about Vishnu Sahasrama? What about that Panchakshari mantra? What about this? All have the same power. Nam Nam Akari Bhavadani Jasarva Shaktis. All the holy names of the Lord is same potent. But for this Kali Yuga, it is only this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. When you go to a medical store, there are hundreds of tablets, but your problem is headache. You use one tablet. You cannot say that, oh, give me the other tablet. That is good. No, this is good. No, or else that is useless or this is useless. No, this is for other contaminations. For this Kali Yuga contamination, it is only Hare Krishna Mahamantra. It is Yuga Dharma. Clear? All the scriptures say this. Okay. They are hard, dear Lakshmi Narasimha. Just pray to them. Whatever the obstacles we have in our life to get progress in our spiritual life, definitely in Radha Krishna. Gandharvika Giridhar. Okay, this is Miss Doctor. And our temple is called HPR. Now, any questions? Before that, let us see any announcements from Mataji. And I expect some questions. Please do ask questions. That shows that you were attentive in the class, so that you have some questions. Please raise the hands if you have questions. Okay. Yes, Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you so much for a wonderful session, Prabhu. How many ever times I hear it, it seems like every time we hear it, there is some new information. There's something which triggers in us. Thank you, Prabhu. I do have two questions which has come up, Prabhu, in the chat box. One is Vinay C. I think they just left. Vinay's question is, there are so many suns in the galaxy millions years back. Did Krishna tell Bhagavad Gita to all the sun gods? Is Vivaswan name of all the sun gods? Please clarify.
There is no millions of suns, Mataji. There is only one sun. So the whole universe is only one sun. This is the difference between the Vedic knowledge and the material knowledge. Material knowledge is an pratyaksha pramana. They think whichever is blooming, there is all sun. No, sun is only one. Krishna says it's only one sun and only one moon. Only one sun and only one moon. And we name it other, what I can say, sub-planets as moon or something like that. No, it's only one moon and one sun. Are scriptures, the creator, Krishna is saying this. How far will, you know the story of this elephant, 4 blind people going and recognizing the elephant? That is our condition. We see to catch hold of the leg of the elephant and we say elephant is something like a pillar. And we catch hold of the tail and say, oh, it's something like a rope. And we catch hold of something else and we say something then. This is our condition. But the creator, he is saying there's only one sun. So there is only one sun and his name is Vivaswan. Sun is not a burning ball or something like that. No. There is a personality is known as Surya Narayana and his name is Vivaswan. The effulgence of his body is the light which we are experiencing here. Definitely. Being very, 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 very ignorant and to the materialistic knowledge, it is very difficult to us to come beyond this, understand this. Definitely by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra and accepting it with the strong faith, we'll be able to overcome this kind of ignorance in our life. and you'll be able to understand the reality. Okay. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. One more question I have. Vedashri. Is Vedashri still on the call?
Mataji, can we have some announcement and later part we can take the questions? So because first today, so let's show them how to attend the quiz link and this thing so on. So I hope
Yeah.
English batch are okay with it, but still, Raju, you can help this, I think.
Sure.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. I'll just show you everyone how to attend the quiz and how to update the feedback link. I'll share my screen so you can see my screen. So in your WhatsApp groups, you will be getting 2 links every day. One is quiz link, another one is feedback link. So this is your group. So first one will be your quiz. So if you click on this link to get this link in a blue color, you should be save the numbers. So if the link is not getting in the blue color, so please kindly save the numbers. So we already sent a few numbers to save this. Save. So if you click on this link, it will open up in Google Chrome. So every day the chapters will be changing. So the name section, please enter your name as you required in the certificate, and kindly make sure to enter the same name in all 18 chapters. So, and enter your 10 digits mobile number, the email address. So then click on the next. So in this section, you will be getting the 10 multiple choice questions. So you can choose any choose as per your understanding in the session. So I'll just go through very quickly because of time concern. So I'll choose any one from this. You must attend all the 10. So these are multiple questions. You can choose any one. So the next section, if you click on next section, sure you will get descriptive answers. So you can answer. So now the question is why Arjuna was reluctant to fight. So now we can answer as per your understandings.
And
so
this is optional.
This is optional. This is not compulsory. You can skip or you can answer it. So if you after this, you can submit. So once you submit, there is an option to view score. So if you click on the view score, so you'll be able to know how many points you have got. So see, I have got 2 points out of 10. So just make a note of this point and come back again to our WhatsApp group and click on the feedback link. So here again, please enter your name, the same mobile number what you have given in the quiz link. So here there is option you can choose how many points you have got in the quiz. So here I got a 2 out of 10. So as per your score, please select the. Suppose if you have got a 6, we select 6. If you have got 8, we select 8. So I have got a 2, so I'll select 2. So here we have an option to enter the japa. So Prabhuji has advised all of us to do minimum 1 round. So one round is 108 times. So kindly do not enter 108 or 216. Just enter 1 or 2. Okay. So today I have chanted 4 rounds, means I'll enter 4. So questions regarding today's session. So if in case you have not asked, you do not have any questions during the session, and after the session you may get any questions. So you can ask through here. So any one of our representatives will call you or text you through WhatsApp.
They'll answer you in the personal WhatsApp.
They'll not answer in a group. So they'll answer you in personal. So there's an option to give feedback. This is very important for us to improve ourselves. So kindly give your feedback. So these two are not compulsory. So you can give or you may not give. So once you completed everything, you can give submit button. So once you submit, the response will be recorded. So this is every day you have to do for next 18 days. So that's it, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhu. Okay. And the questions you can ask, not if you're not comfortable in English, you can ask in your local language also. Anything like in Kannada, Hindi, Tamil, Telugu, any language you're willing to ask also, you can ask the questions. Not only the chat box, you can ask. So personal questions is more important. So if you ask, so you can know the, what I can say, the bhava, the mood in which you are asking also. Accordingly, we will be able to answer. Suman, are you here? Suman is not there?
I think they just left, Prabhu, but their question is there in the chat.
Okay. Arjuna mindset, like I was not able to understand the question.
What they're asking is, like Arjuna, how he felt, his mindset, that he cannot kill his grandfather, brother, and fight with them. In life, we do come across the circumstances. How do we handle that? What are we supposed to do is the
Wait
kind of
and see
question.
for tomorrow's Krishna's answer. In your tomorrow, Krishna will be answering this. Okay. Next question.
I have one more, Vedashri, Mataji. Sir, can you please explain us about yugas in today's class? You explained us that Kali Yuga, in this period, there were books, but not in Dwapara Yuga. There were no books, but they were listening. What is the Guru teaches? So please, sir, tell us more about the yugas. So they're trying to ask what were the qualities of the different yugas, what they did in the different yugas.
Yes, Mataji. See, actually, there are 4 yugas: Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, and Kali Yuga. And Satya Yuga, actually, it was standing on 4 pillars of Dharma. 4 pillars of Dharma, or 4 legs. So they were all like Paramahamsas, and they lived for 1 lakh years. Their lifespan was 1 lakh years. And afterwards, it starts degrading. The yuga after yuga, it's get degraded. So in the Treta Yuga, it stood on the 3 legs. Dwapara, 2 legs. In Kali Yuga, it's only standing 1 leg. And now even the 1 leg has been smashed, or will become will become very irreligious or adharmic. That will be our condition in coming Kali Yuga. You can see the future of Kali Yuga. You can take Bhagavatam. It is already predicted. So what will be the end of this Kali Yuga? How we will live? So being dharmic. So now it is important that rather than know everything, so how we'll get escaped from this Kali Yuga? Just by surrendering to the Lord. And the question was, so only this Kali Yuga, it was Vyasadeva in Dwapara Yuga. He wrote all this Puranas, Upanishads, everything. Before that, there was no such kind of literature, because their mind or their intelligence was so much, they were able to remember everything. Even nowadays, you can see some scientists, they say, no. So our intelligence of the brain is so much of power of storing. You need hundreds and hundreds of GBs or TBs, but our intelligence or the brain is capable of holding so much. We are not utilizing. I think Thomas Alva Edison, something he was saying. We are using our brain only to the 4%, right? Something is said there. So he himself is claiming that means just understand what kind of a memory power should we have. We are not utilizing anything because the process of utilization itself is different. We think just by reading we will be able to understand. No, that is materialistic. It is completely bhautika or material. But the real remembrance or the memory is used by spiritual process. Tad vidhi pranipatena. That is the way. Vidya vinya sampanne brahmani gavihastini shuni chaiva chapake cha panditas samadarshinaha. Vidya vinaya sampanne. Just saying somebody is very humble. That means you should understand. He is with complete knowledge, isn't full knowledge, has more knowledge than me. Just see nowadays education, what is teaching to us? A person who is a graduate is saying, oh, I am so great. You're all I've not done any post-graduation or PhD. I'm so great of you. That is not at all in knowledge. It is ignorance. A person, when he goes to the knowledge, he recognizes there's so many things beyond me. Then he becomes very, very humble. I'm very small in front of this creation. That is a real knowledge. So in those days, they had complete intelligence or the remembrance, so they had no need of any books or writings. But when we are degrading day after day, now we have to take up this kind of books and reading. I'm just giving the message also, please have a notebook and pen so that you can make some notes and later part you'll be able to ask some questions. Even today, no one is coming out with any questions. That means you're not so attentive in hearing, or you're not even trying to implement in the life. If you don't try to do that, why will you have any questions? Isn't it? Yes, you should be more serious than what you are now. Okay, Mataji. Next, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. The next question is Mohan Raj. The question is, it's said that there are only 33 gods and not 33 crore gods. 33 koti gods means 33 supreme gods. Is that true?
No. There are 33 crore gods. 33. So everyone are not supreme. It's only the Supreme Lord Krishna. And it takes a long time for us to understand this. There's a Vishnu Tattva and Jiva Tattva. We are only having two things, the heaven and the hell. Isn't it? That much is our knowledge. There's something beyond this also. Heaven is also material. It is not spiritual. In the coming days, I'll explain this. Even the heaven, even beyond heaven, there are 4 other planets. Maharloka, Janaloka, Tapaloka, and Satyaloka, which is beyond the heavenly planets. And all this oral and material world is within this universe. There are innumerable universes which is in this material world. Beyond this, there is spiritual world. That is Vaikuntha. Our knowledge is, our understanding or knowledge is very, very, very insignificant, very minute and very this thing. We are, this Bhagavad Gita knowledge is beyond our imaginations. We need some time to understand all these things. We need some purification to happen within our heart to understand this. There's only one God. It is Krishna. And it is Krishna. It is Krishna only who is the Supreme Lord. To understand this, it's difficult. Yes, the 7th chapter will explain, you'll come to know. But please stay tuned with us, be with us. You'll be able to understand. Never you will be able to coming to the babysitting class and trying to understand, asking the questions of a degree class and trying to understand. Even the master explains you may not be able to understand. You don't know 1 + 1 is 2. And you want to know about something like Pythagoras theory or some other theory. Is it possible? We are in still babysitting. So let us be little patient. Then we'll come to know what is this Devatas, who is Supreme Lord, who is Krishna, who is Vishnu, who is Lakshmi, and many things. In this 18 days, I hope almost of this thing will be covered. And still you have some questions you can keep on asking. Okay. So the answer is 33 crore Devatas. And all are not supreme. It's only Supreme Lord. It's only one, and it is Krishna. Yes. Next, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Mohan Raj Prabhu, definitely by the end of 18 sessions, you will be convinced that there's only one God, I hope. The next question is Ishani Karthik. Why didn't Vyasa give Divya Drishti to Dhritarashtra directly?
Mataji, you are here. Can you ask the question? Yes. You can unmute. Yes, Mataji.
Namaste, Prabhuji.
Namaste, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So I just want to know, I understand that Dhritarashtra did not have the spiritual awakening or the spiritual knowledge enough to see, but why didn't why didn't Dhritarashtra himself ask for Divya Drishti? Why was it given to Sanjaya?
Yes. Actually, there was an option. So there was an option, even he can be given to Dhritarashtra also. But Dhritarashtra said, see, from the birth I am blind. And now my first vision itself, it's bloody. It's in the battlefield. They are fighting. And I should see that my son is going to die there. Or something is happening. This kind of thing, how will I be able to see my first vision? So let me not have this divine vision. Let my minister, Jaya, have this. So by his words, I'll be able to understand.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Next.
I think that's it, Prabhuji.
Okay. Fine. Okay. Thank you. At least from tomorrow, I expect more questions from everyone. Please do ask questions. Tadvidi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshayanti te jnanam jnaninas tattva. Only by questions we can not only get the answers, we get realized. That reveals many things. Okay. Yes. Thank you. Okay. I thank each and every devotee or the participant of this session. So let us chant once Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Session. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Okay. Now I'll give the option to unmute yourself and say Hare Krishna and you can.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Raj Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Ishani Mataji, Hare Krishna, Bhavya Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna.
Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Priya Mataji, Hare Krishna. Vedashri Mataji, Hare Krishna. Kavita Mataji, Hare Krishna. Sandhya Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Venkatesh Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Okay, thank you. Raju Prabhu, Chandrasekhar Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. You can end the session, Mataji.
Hare Krishna to all devotees. Thank you for your association and
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
stay tuned for the next session. Thank you. Hare Krishna, everybody.
Hare Krishna. Pramod Kumar. Yes.
I'll end the session too. Thank you for everyone.
Yes. End the session.